Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. I'm down here, we've got a good group of fans down here and we're going to talk about the last few matches of the season. There's 7 games-ish left to go for all the clubs. We're going to take a look at each one of the bottom 5-6 clubs it is we've focused on, including Leicester City, of course. And we're going to try and work out what that final table looks like. So we've each given each one of the guys here one of the teams to look at. We've got a full fixture list here. I've been given Leeds United, so I've gone through the Leeds fixtures and I've tried to do it as honestly as possible and see where the teams are going to end up. Reedy's compiled us an end of season league table, so we'll be looking forward to that and seeing if it does pan out to how we all think it's going to do. So let's start with Tom over here. Tom, tell us, who have you been given to look at?
I've been given Leicester. So obviously first game Wolves predicted a win, narrow win, gone for a 2-1. I just think after 4-0 earlier in the season, it's a winnable game that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Six-pointer.
Leicester did beat Wolves, so there is chances in there. So you've given Leicester 1 win against Wolves. Is there any other games that you picked out that you think will be 3 points?
Well, in that last game, West Ham, it's got to be a win. It just has to be. I've got 2 draws in there as well, Everton and Leeds. I think they could go either way, so draw's probably a sensible prediction.
And defeats, I'm guessing, Newcastle away.
Yeah, Newcastle, Liverpool, Fulham. Just teams really on form at the minute. It doesn't seem like it's going to get too much out of that, to be honest.
So you've been through the final few fixtures. How many points do you give Leicester after those final fixtures?
I predicted an extra 8 points for Leicester, finish on about 33 points, give or take, given, you know,
33 points.
Yeah, 33 points, I think.
And we'll see at the end if that's going to be good enough to get us in there.
Yeah. I think you should just survive with 33 points.
33 points would be a really low total, so thanks for that. We'll move on now to Lewis.
Yep.
Lewis, talk us through who have you been given to look at?
So I've been given West Ham. I've got them to gain 5 points. They're currently 15th. I've got them to finish on around 36 points. So obviously, I've got them to lose against Liverpool, Man City, Man United, which I think is a given, even though they drew with Arsenal on the weekend. The game against Leicester, it's the final game of the season. I've got it as a 1-1, like Tom touched on. I think it could go either way, but I have got it as a 1-1, and I've got them winning just the one game, and that's at home to Leeds. Like I said, with the result against Arsenal on the weekend, I think they played really well, and obviously Leeds 6-1 and a 5-1 loss. I think they'll do the job against them.
So at the moment we've got Tom putting Leicester on 33 points at the end. Lewis, you're putting West Ham on
36.
36.
Yeah.
But that last game, a lot of Leicester fans are already thinking that last game, it could be one where both teams need a draw.
Yeah, it could go either way. Yeah, I don't know. My instincts is saying Leicester are going to win, but I just don't know. I just have to give it a draw. I can't decide which way it's going to go.
Trust me, I've seen matches where both teams need a draw last game of the season, and it can definitely happen with neither doing it. So thanks for that, Lewis. Let's go to Reedy now. So we've got West Ham on 36 points, Leicester on 33 points. Reedy, who have you been given?
I've been doing Southampton. Obviously, at the moment, they're bottom of the table, losing nearly every single game they're playing. But with their, 6 or 7 fixtures they've got left, I've only been giving them 2 points out of the next 21 points given. Only draws I've got are through Forest at home, just because I think Forest are doing well at home, so they're going to do it. And then Southampton versus Bournemouth, again, another one where both teams are struggling, so I think both teams are going to get a draw there. But every single other game, the likes of Brighton, Liverpool, Arsenal, all of them are losses.
I mean, Bournemouth, you say are struggling, but Bournemouth just had 2 good wins on the trot, Leicester and Spurs.
Bournemouth haven't been doing that awful recently, but again, throughout the season, they've not been great. So for me, going away as well to Southampton at home, it's another one where for me it's going to be a tough game for both teams. So I just gave them a draw.
I mean, Southampton have tried every trick in the book this season to stay up, which is sort of fair play. They've changed manager. Is it 3 times now in this season?
Yeah, 3 times. And they brought the second manager in and they then lost 7 on the bounce. So there was no manager bounce there. But yeah, they brought in the last manager and again, still nothing.
So how many points are you giving them?
I've gave them 2 points out of the 21.
Which puts them on?
That puts them on 25. So from what it looks like at the moment, they are bottom of the league still.
I think the bookies would back you up on that Southampton are favourites to go down. Let's go and have a chat over here with Alex. Alex, who have you been given?
I've been given Nottingham Forest, and their last 7 games are really tough. They've got Liverpool away, Brighton at home, and Brentford away in the next 3, which I can't see them getting any points. Then they have Southampton at home. Obviously, I think they do win that game. And then Chelsea at home, another loss. Arsenal at home, another loss. And their final draw to Palace, which gives them 4 points in the loss.
So in reverse order, are they away at Palace last
They're
game of
away
the
at
season?
Palace, sorry, and they're away at Chelsea, and then at home to Arsenal. And I've got them getting a point at Palace, but...
I mean, their home form has been pretty decent at the City Ground. That is where they've got most of their points. So, but you're thinking those teams are just going to be too tough?
Yeah, I just think the way they've been playing, they haven't won in the last 5, and with the next 3 games where I think they lose all 3, I think Brighton at home's a really hard game. I think they're a brilliant team, and I think their confidence just be right down, and I can't see them doing too well to end the season.
Well, obviously all Leicester fans will be hoping that Forest do go down. How many points does that give them in your predictions?
That puts them on 31, which might keep them right down, which is a shame. I do think they have a good team as well. I really like Brennan Johnson and Morgan Gibbs-White. I like that sort of duo that they've got, but just the rest of the team is just it's sort of not clicked this year with all the signings they brought in, especially.
It's funny how teams get promoted to the Premier League and then there's normally one who starts off really well and then just runs out of steam, and it looks like it could be Forest this season doing that.
Yeah, definitely. They did have a good start. Obviously, and then they went a bit sour in the middle, and then they kept Steve Cooper on, and yeah, it's not like he's been able to turn it around. I don't think he will.
Good, so we've got Forest on 31, we've got Leicester on 33, Southampton on 25, West Ham on 36 so far. Sam, who were you given?
I got Everton as to do their fixtures for the last ones. I've only given them a total of 3 points out the available to anyone in their final fixtures. This weekend they're playing Palace. I think that'll be a draw. Then they have to go to Newcastle, which will be a loss. And I'm being biased by saying I think Leicester will beat them at home. I'm hoping that Dean Smith can bounce back and get us all 3 points. Then they have to go away again to Brighton, where I see Brighton picking up all 3 points. Then they've got Man City at home. I don't see them getting anything from that. Then 2 draws in the last 2 games against Wolves and Bournemouth teams around them. So that for me, that would put 3 points added on to what their total.
So you only see Everton getting 3 points?
Yeah, I think they've got a tough run. They've not got much good form. You know, they've got picking up draws here and there, but I don't really see where wins come from out of the next few games. Again, the only team I could see them beating would be Leicester, but I'm just being biased as a Leicester fan that we can get all 3 points from them.
So that would put them on how many points total?
I would need to figure that out.
Come on, Sam, work it out. Well, Sam's working that out.
30 points for them, total.
30 points for Everton.
Yeah.
I mean, Everton have been in that Premier League, I think 69 seasons on the trot. I keep saying they won't go down just because history's on their side.
Yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen at some point. They've obviously spent a lot of money in the past few years to get a lot of good players in, and they've not brought in enough quality. Clearly, they've spent, a bit like Leicester, have spent a lot of money on players that haven't been good enough, and I think it is about time that they do go down. I don't see much keeping them up this year, apart from, you know, like you say, they've got the history behind them.
Okay, and I've been given Leeds fixtures here. I've given them 1, 2, 3 draws. That, again, I've only given them 3 points for Leeds. They've got Fulham away. They've got Leicester at home, which obviously we hope Leicester's going to go and get. I put a draw down for Leicester there. They've got Bournemouth away. I think Bournemouth will win that. And Man City away. Man City will definitely beat them. They've got Newcastle at home. Newcastle maybe not in great form, so they might pick up a draw there. And West Ham away, maybe a draw on Spurs. Last game of the season, they got Spurs at home. Anything could happen. So I've only given Leeds 3 points. I'm going to go back over to Reedy now, because Reedy's got the final table as we've predicted it. So let's come over here. Reedy, talk us through, reading up from the bottom.
So obviously Southampton is dead last on 25 points. Everton is 19th on 30 points. Then you've got Forest on 31, that puts them in 18th place. Leeds in 17th place with 32 points. Then we've got Leicester, who looks like they're going to be surviving from what we've said, on 16th place. And then 15th, you've got West Ham on 36.
And that's great. It was Tom who we gave the Leicester lot to, and Tom isn't a Leicester fan, he's an Ipswich fan. So we thought that was the fairest way to do it. So we'll just see, Reedy, if it pans out that way.
Well, like you say, we've all put our predictions down. Obviously, we're not going to all get them right, or we're not all going to have the same results for each team, because obviously a lot of teams play against each other. But from what we've worked out and we've predicted, Leicester do stay up, so hopefully that is the case.
So before we let you go, obviously we want your views and your comments. Do you think that our league table is going to be right? I'm just going to quickly ask Tom, Lewis and Alex who they think if they think Leicester will get relegated. So let's get your views. Tom, do you think Leicester will get relegated or not?
No, I think they will stay up.
You genuinely think that?
Yeah. I think they've got enough strength in the team to really get some points, and there's some 6 points in there, which, you win 2 of them, get a couple of draws. That's all you need.
All Leicester fans are going to want to hear that. Do you think Leicester can stay up?
I think they're going down personally. I think the bottom 3 as it is, Forest, Leicester and Southampton will go down. I think Everton have never been relegated from the top flight, and I just don't see it happening this season. I think if they don't get their acting together in the coming seasons, then they will, but I do think Leicester will, unfortunately.
I understand what you're saying. That's what I was saying to Sam about Everton, that they've been in that top league for so long. It just something seems to keep them in there. And let's come over for a final comment from you, Alex. Do you think Leicester will stay up?
I think they stay up. I think they just about do it. I think they're scoring enough goals at the minute. Obviously, the defence is a problem, but I think they'll be able to grind out just enough points. I think Everton will drop down with Leeds and Southampton, but no, I think there's just about enough in there. I think Dean Smith will do it. I think he'll keep them up.
We'll get your views in, get your comments in. Do you agree? We've had a nice little chat here between us trying to work out who may finish where. Obviously, all us Leicester fans hope that we stay up, but let us know in the comments who you think is going to go down and why. And obviously, we'll see you at the match next week.